Hi guys, welcome back to Omashaliwa's Space. I am Omashaliwa, and today we'll be discussing the very sad and recent case of the killing of Salome Adaidu by Timilehin Ajayi.
32-year-old Timilehin Ajayi, the suspect for the murder of his alleged girlfriend, Salome Adaidu, is brought to the headquarters of the Nasarawa State Police Command.
Timilehin Ajayi has a social media presence on the internet, and he is known to be someone that seems responsible. He is a gospel singer, an artist, is a photographer, a videographer, and somewhat of a motivational speaker by what we can see his videos on the internet. And it just seems like that complete man is a Christian, or we believe he was a Christian, a devoted Christian, and that was how he presented himself to the world. So the killing of Salome was shocking for someone that has heard a lot of murder cases. I've seen a lot of criminal cases. This one was quite shocking, and I think why people were also shocked was because you didn't expect it from Ajayi, Timilehin. And this case is just a reminder that you can never really trust anybody. Just because people present themselves in a certain way, in a certain manner, doesn't mean they're actually whom they claim they are. It is sad because Salome was cautious. If you read the case, if you read publications, she went for a man whom she believed was reasonable, responsible, righteous, and that she would be safe in a relationship with him. And this man destroyed her destiny, and did the most unthinkable thing to her. The motive was ritual. He wanted to use her for ritual purposes. That was why he killed her. It was caught in Nasarawa State, carrying something in a polythene bag, black bag. And that attracted the attention of people because flies were following him.
He is paraded alongside the weapons he allegedly used to commit the crime. Timi was nabbed Sunday, January 12, while allegedly trying to dispose the remains of Salome in Karshi Development Area of Karo Local Government Area of the state.
When he was caught, he confessed quite easily. They asked him his name, said it was Timilehin Ajayi. He was a gospel singer, gospel artist, a photographer, a videographer, because he also, does photography for fellow gospel artists and videography for them. It just looked okay. He looked normal. I don't know. I know they don't write it on the head, but he just looked sane. I think that's also another way to describe it. So when he was caught, they questioned him for that to know what was hidden in his bag, and he didn't want them checking it initially, but people have surrounded you. This is not the time to be forming insecurity. And she was discovered. They found her head in the bag.
Salome is a 24-year-old member of the Nigeria Youth Service Corps, 7 in the nation's capital, Abuja, before the ill-fated incident.
And it was headed to the ritual, to the Babalawo, to the herbalist too, that was going to prepare the ritual potion and all for him. And he confessed that the remaining of her body was in his bedroom in his house. He said his dad is a bricklayer and wanted to use her for ritual so that he would also become successful in life. And I think the irony is that what the act he committed was exactly what he used to preach against on the internet, the social media platforms. That's the irony for me. It's not just because he's a gospel singer, gospel artist, a Christian, because I think if you are still relying on the holy image of somebody in this time to believe that they're actually righteous, then you've allowed yourself to be deceived. What I mean to say is that just because someone is a pastor, someone is a gospel artist, it doesn't actually mean they are holy. So I was not actually surprised in that regard that he was a gospel artist and he did something bad. That was not the surprising part. The surprising part was that he was a person who used to push against things like that on his social media platforms. I mean, he used to motivate people that they should strive for what they want, that there is no village people.
No village people can stop you. I see a lot of you praying, going to church, praying. Village people. There's no village people anywhere doing you. Nobody is that powerful to stop you. There's only one power on earth, in heaven and on earth, that can stop you. And that power is you. Aside you, nobody is powerful. Nobody is potent enough to stop you. So make sure you do not stop yourself. Keep moving forward.
It just seemed like the whole package. I mean, they advised women to go for responsible men, God-fearing men that had their life together, and Timilehin presented himself as that. And so I don't even think there is any space for victim blaming in this situation. as they ought not to, because it's just stupid to blame the victim. She was cautious enough. This is one of those scenarios that you're like, how cautious can you be? Because they say the devil appears like an angel of light. This guy was literally a black sheep roaming among the white sheep, and he looked holier than the rest of them. Commenting on this situation, I just want to send my sympathy, condolence to the family of Salome. It's a sad case. It's baffling and it's totally heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching because this girl had her life together. She had future plans. Salome was beautiful. She was destined for something greater, and this guy took it all away from her. May her soul rest in peace. She's the victim here. She's the one that she has lost something. She has lost her life and it's irretrievable. And I hope Timilehin is met with justice. I'm glad the way the case is, moving on. People are keenly interested in this case, so the police, law enforcement are doing their best to ensure that this guy faces the full wrath of the law for his actions. And my own advice would be that never really trust anyone. I'm not asking you to be the most suspicious person on earth or to be so untrusting. Just be careful. I know you can never be over careful, but just because someone say they are this doesn't mean they're actually what they claim to be. There is something called reputation. There is something called character. Someone's character is what you yourself should decipher, not what they tell you they are. Timilehin has told us he's an holy man, he's God-fearing, but his actions has totally proved to us that his character is dark, that he is a worldly man, first off, because ritual, come on, ritual. What about God's timing? What about what he used to preach himself? One of the reasons Salome or any other person could have fallen victim to this guy is because it seemed like it was in line with the religion itself, Christianity. He had a relationship with God. And a mistake I see that takes place a lot among Christian couples and relationships is that because one party is maybe a youth pastor or a choir mistress or something, because they seem to be so keen in the word of God, they seem to be deep and righteous Christian, the person in the relationship with them, the other party doesn't exercise due diligence to actually inquire from God themselves if this person is meant to be their partner. They just believe that this person is holy enough and that's enough. God has sent them to me. I want to believe that they do not go further to inquire of the Lord themselves. Is this person for me? That's why we see a lot of cases like this. And when you just hear them, you are shocked because come on now, Christians, not just that, they are in a position of leadership in the church, and it's sad. And from what I've read in the news, he doesn't seem remorseful. If anything, he's justifying his actions.
Do you have any regrets?
I don't have any regret.
Okay, you don't regret killing her?
I don't.
Why?
Because life is reciprocal.
He claims he dated for a year, and a friend and few family members have come out to deny that she was in a relationship with him. That is Salome.
Salome's family denies knowledge of any relationship between the deceased and the suspect.
I just need to know why he murdered my sister, and I need justice to just be served. That is all that I need, because any other thing that will happen will not bring my sister back to life. That I have come to terms with.
They claim that they were not in a relationship, so we are not really clear on that, but that is what Timilehin himself has claimed, that they are in a relationship. And for now, until we have more information, that is what we would like to believe. And a man has come out to claim that he is the boyfriend of Salome, and that maybe he was not aware of the relationship with Timilehin, or maybe he thought they were just friends. So there is some layer of complexity and uncertainty in this case. This case is shrouded in, I won't say mystery, but there are lies somewhere. This guy is a liar. That's another thing I want to point out. He has found a way to carve this image of himself that now it has fallen apart, definitely. But because it has fallen apart, we are now realizing that this guy is a liar, and people are coming out to counter his claims. And I'm just glad that people on the internet are not victim blaming Salome. Of course there will be a few, but like the majority, this is one of the few cases that I've seen that the majority, I think, are actually being kind, being thoughtful, and just realize that this girl probably could not have saved herself in that situation that day, and that it was just one of those perfect traps that I think it's just grace that could have saved her. It's not just something that in her own power, or maybe she could have been over careful, she could have been cautious enough. It's not that. And I think people have realized that, and that's why they deeply sympathize with her and her family. And I really, really hope that Timilehin deeply regrets what he does in the future. It's not just about him being punished, him being sentenced, or probably even death sentence. I just really hope he regrets it. He really does regret it, because it's not worth it at the end of the day. There needs to be a change. There needs to seriously be a change in our society, in the way we think, in the way we perceive religious people. No one is holy because they say they are holy. That's something I've always believed myself. Of course, I could have been fooled. I could have been deceived by a few people that claim to be righteous. But I think at the end of the day, your fruit will tell you who you are. You can't really hide your character for long, and this is what Timilehin has shown. I don't want this case to be just about Timi, and I'm glad that, from the news, from the media, they're also focusing more on Salome and her plight in this matter. It's usually about the criminal. People want to know more about the criminal, but this time people have taken their time to, consult people that are aware or have more knowledge about the relationship, and consult Salome's family to just be sure of the information they put out to the public. May our soul rest in peace once again, and may we not have cause to see this kind of evil again, to hear it, to feel it, to be hurt by it. And I pray that we remain safe, our families, ourselves, and that we need the ability to discern. It's necessary, discernment in this situation. Whether you're Christian or not, discernment is key. And I pray we can discern the good and the bad around us. That's just my intake on this situation. And if there is further information, I would do sure to pass it here, either in a post. If I can't make a video, I will just communicate any recent development to us, guys. Please stay safe. I keep saying it. Just stay safe. And I think this is a time to examine the people around you. Who are your friends? Who are your lovers? Who are your partners? Who are your families? Who are people around you? Check yourself. Check them. Remember, your life is practically in your hands. Sincerely, it is in your hands, and no one ought to, and no one should be able to take it away from you. I pray we all be diligent, we all be discerning, and I pray that we all be secured. Amen. Catch you guys in the next one.